DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
A few moments later.
The systematic review of 300 gigabytes of data revealed no incriminating client list. There was also no credible evidence found that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals as part of his actions. And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, my people. You know that it helps us out a ton. And of course, it helps you because it helps us keep bringing you this content every day. Now, y'all, today I'm sounding the alarm a little bit. A lot of people watching this channel have been keeping up, maybe even on a day-to-day or week-to-week basis, the saga of Letitia James and her, not only first her prosecution of Trump, but then her subsequent, well, the allegations against her that she committed mortgage fraud in a similar way to the allegations she made and prosecuted against President Trump. And I think a lot of people have been waiting to see if there will be an indictment. A lot of people have been waiting to see if there will be charges filed, if she'll have to go to trial and answer for these allegations. Now, I am more of I'm presenting you all with the news, right? So I'm not taking a side one way or the other, but I can say that now I feel like there's bad news for people who are hoping to see Letitia James go to court or go to jail. And so bad news for you, y'all. Now, why do I say that? Well, there are a couple of things, but it all really comes down to Pam Bondi. I feel like Pam Bondi, in this first 6 months or so of the Trump administration, I just feel like she's shown that she's a lot less gung-ho and a lot less fierce than a lot of people would have expected. And today, a letter came from the Department of Justice, which Pam Bondi heads up, about the Jeffrey Epstein situation. And this really just solidifies for me that Pam Bondi, she just isn't the one. OK, at least she seems not to be. Everybody has heard by now the Jeffrey Epstein evidence and has heard about the controversy surrounding Jeffrey Epstein's life and death. And just today, the Justice Department said, keep moving. There's nothing to see here. So I'm going to read this letter, or at least part of it, that the Justice Department released about Epstein. And then I'm going to tie it back into Letitia James, because what I really think the nexus between the two is just that Pam Bondi is not the person who's going to be going after these high profile type of subjects and bringing down a hammer. So let's take a look at what this letter says about the Jeffrey Epstein situation. It really has the internet in a tizzy right now. So let's take a look. But before we do, y'all, make sure you take care of your money. I'm not going to make this a long one, y'all. Go to Paralegold, PARALEGOLD.com, or call 844-651-8334, 844-651-8334. If you have $50,000 to $100,000 or more in your retirement, protected from inflation, protected from monetary debasement, you're about to retire. Make sure your money's still there and it's still worth something by investing at least some of it in gold. Talk to our partners at Augusta Precious Metals. Go click the link now, get the free information, and protect your precious retirement. It says, as part of our commitment to transparency, the Department of Justice and Federal Bureau of Investigation have concluded an exclusive review of investigative holdings related to Jeffrey Epstein. To ensure that the review was thorough, the FBI conducted digital searches of its databases, hard drives, and network drives, as well as physical searches of squad areas, locked cabinets, desks, closets, and other areas where responsive materials may have been stored. The searches uncovered a significant amount of material, including more than 300 gigabytes of data and physical evidence. So let's skip forward to the conclusion. After a thorough investigation, FBI investigators concluded that Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide in his cell at the Metropolitan Correction Center in New York City on August 10, 2019. This conclusion is consistent with previous findings. And also, very important, the systematic review of 300 gigabytes of data revealed no incriminating client list. There was also no credible evidence found that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals as part of his actions. We did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties. So Epstein killed himself. Okay, fine, whatever. There's no client list. Okay, so what does that mean? Does that mean that there was no piece of paper with a list on it? In order for there to be a list is just couldn't I make a list? You know what I mean? If I know everybody or even some of the people involved, I could make a list, and that would be the list, right? Because the list is just listing out the things that pertain to a particular group. It's not like it has to be from Epstein's handwriting or in his computer. Anybody can make a list if they make a grouping of the subjects that pertain to this type of activity. So the reason why I'm bringing this up in conjunction with Letitia James is because this, to many people, seems like an obvious punting. It seems like they're punting. It seems like they're not even punting, because at least with the punt, there's a run back, right? This isn't even a punt. This is a burial. All right. This is an attempt at a once and for all burial of the Jeffrey Epstein situation. And I think to many people, what this means and what this shows is that the Justice Department under Pam Bondi is just not ready to go there.
We're here today because we have filed charges against the state of New York. We have filed charges against Kathy Hochul. We have filed charges against Letitia James and Mark Schroeder, who is with DMV. This is a new DOJ, and we are taking steps to protect Americans, American citizens, and angel moms, like the mom standing right behind me, who you're going to hear from in a moment. New York has chosen to prioritize illegal aliens over American citizens. It stops today. As you know, we sued Illinois, and New York didn't listen. So now you're next. Millions of illegal aliens with violent records have flooded into our communities, bringing violence and deadly drugs with them. With me today, I'm so proud to be joined by Tammy Nobles. Tammy is an angel mom. Her beautiful daughter, Kayla Hamilton, was murdered by an MS-13 member in 2022. Kayla had just turned 20 years old, and she was raped and murdered by someone who should not have been in our country. Yet, he was released, flown to Maryland, where he committed this violent murder. I just want you to hear from Tammy. Tammy represents not only herself and her family, but all of the great angel moms around this country who have suffered because of what the Biden administration did, and it is over.
They're not going to go there. Now, where's there? Into the weeds, into the quicksand, into the mud, into the dangerous spots. So let's bring that back to Letitia James. Is going after Letitia James a similar weedy, muddy, dangerous type of spot? I mean, after all, she does have the power to go after people who work for the Justice Department with state charges in the state of New York. She is currently the Attorney General. She's already shown that she will use her power to persecute people in the government or former government officials. So I do wonder if Pam Bondi is that girl, is that person who is going to do the weedy, muddy type of dirty. And I'm not saying I think she should, by the way. This is not a criticism. This is an analysis. I think that what happened with this Jeffrey Epstein decision and announcement today is a signal that there are certain places that this Department of Justice is not ready to go. And I'm wondering if Letitia James and other politicians going after them for crimes, if they would also be included. So maybe I'm kind of bringing two things together, but let's be honest. Letitia James, it's been maybe 3 months now since the referral, since Pulte referred Letitia James to the Justice Department for investigation, and we haven't heard anything. And it's been even longer since Pam Bondi said that she was charging Hochul and Letitia James for their immigration policy. So I'm doubtful at this point. I think all the evidence coming together makes me doubtful. I'd like to know what y'all think. Let me know down in the comments. Before you do, please stop, hit the share button. Share this video out over email, text message, WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all your favorite social mediums. And of course, if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. To all of my people with a retirement, hit our link at Paralegold, PARALEGOLD.com. Put in your information and download our guide on protecting your precious retirement from the upsies, downsies, roundsies, and roundsies. You know, the economy that just, is here, is there, is everywhere. Gold has been there, seen that, done that for over 5,000 years. Also, you can call our partners at Augusta Precious Metals at 844-651-8334. I want to thank y'all for watching. Don't forget, y'all, comment on this one. Let me know. Do you think Pam Bondi is going to go full steam ahead as some of these people? Or do you think this Epstein situation shows that, nah, she's just not going to go there? Let me know. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. We'll see you back in the next one.